ladies, and welcome back to the Controversy. I'm your host, Ian Elliott-Carter. Hold on, you guys are supposed to be a surprise. Hold on 1 second. All right, they're out of here. Hey, what it do, Jive Turkeys, and welcome back to the Controversy. I'm your host, Ian Elliott-Carter, and welcome to our live stream. Toddy is out taking the dog out because the dog won't shut the heck up. It's got to pee and poop, but she will be back momentarily. But yeah, we got a lot jam-packed show today. We're going to be talking about aliens. We're going to be talking about do we believe in them. We're going to be talking about our favorite movie, Aliens. We're also going to be talking about what the heck is going on in Washington, D.C. right now. We have a lot to talk about with that. And, of course, as always, we're going to do our One's Gotta Go segment, and I cannot wait to talk about that as well. What's going on to distract? That shit is crazy. Yes, we will be talking about that. Say what? I saw them. Nice pog. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming in the chat. We're going to have a lot to talk about. But today I have two guests on my show. We have Alex from Momentum Media and Jeremy Branch from Movies Are Terrible. What's up, guys?
What's up, you guys? It's so good to be back, man, in the saddle with my two greatest friends in content. These guys are amazing, man, so I can't wait to dive into these topics.
Listen, you are my second best friend.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
I'm just kidding. I love you both equally. I'm gonna probably be friends with you longer because Jeremy's, old.
Just say it, man, because I'm gonna die.
I'm just kidding. He's gonna live forever. He looks good for his age, though. Like seriously, you definitely got some black in your jeans because there's no wrinkles, nothing. You look very good for your age. Get your black
guys who's watching this. I like to point out Jeremy's only 38 years old. So he's not like 50 or any that these old perpetuations that he's trying to portray. It's like really like he may have gray hair, but he's not like 50.
Great. Yeah, man.
Where's the
I'm just kidding. I love my guy right there. But yeah, are you guys ready for this jam-packed show? A lot of controversy on this one.
Yeah, definitely. I cannot wait, man.
For sure.
Show.
All right. Well, before we start, man, how has your week been? Let's just get into personal things. How has your week been? Like, how has your 2021? How has that started? How is it going?
Oh man, just like I know because we all linked up earlier today. It's just been like restoration for me, just clearing my mind of all the things of 2020, going into the new year. The week's been great. Just organizing like family life and being there for family, and then challenging myself in my content, and also just pushing myself to be better as a person, but also creatively as well. So man, it's been very humbling. Like the show we did today, I've never done it before, but I edited it in one day. So it'll be ready tomorrow. So I cannot.
Go ahead, Alex. I'm proud of you, man.
So I'm just, stuff like that. It's just been really been empowering for me.
Yeah, you don't have to rush that one out. That's cool. You don't have to put that out.
Okay.
For me, it's pretty much exactly like Alex, only the opposite. Like I'm trying to make myself worse, trying to make less content this year.
Really?
No, I'm doing good, man. I'm gonna keep riding out the VR porn bit. You guys are lucky to have me break away for a minute. I was chafing, so I needed a respite, and I'm feeling refreshed. So thanks for having me.
Oh, for sure, man. I've not really.
Yo, your dick is gonna fall off.
Nah, you're probably gonna go blind first. I've not really tried these VR things, man. I do hear people watch it for porn and stuff like that. My son, he played, I think, some haunted house game with it. I don't know, but I'm interested in it. I see that you and Holden has been doing that.
This guy, dude, out of nowhere, because apparently you get notifications. Like, okay, Ian, say you played Beat Saber, I played Beat Saber, you beat my score. Well, I see Ian beat my score. So apparently I beat Holden's score. I didn't even know I did. I wasn't trying to beat Holden's score. I was just doing things normally, and I beat his score. And then the man made a video about it. 100,000 subscribers. I'm sitting over here like, bro, nobody's even going to see my shit. This ain't fair.
Oh
now,
man,
he put the
I
bomb
love
back
this,
to
man.
you.
You're attacking Holden on my channel.
no,
YouTube
I'm
drama.
not at all. I love
Yes,
him.
you are. You hate this man. I'm just kidding.
We played for a little bit today, and he's good, man. He's very good at it. And I'm gonna tell you guys, I don't like it at all. Like I would prefer that I guess that just it's the competitive spirit. But I'm like, I gotta practice now. I gotta turn off the VR porn and turn back on Beat Saber.
Yo, he has to stop playing with one joystick to play with the other.
It's
All
all
right.
good. Man. Let it all out,
right.
man. Holden's not watching this. It's all good.
Nah, for real.
All right, guys.
Face.
You guys ready for our first topic?
Yes.
All right. So this is let's get into conspiracy mode. No,
Okay.
that's fine. You keep it like that. So Toddy's joining us in a second, but let's get into conspiracy mode. Do you guys believe in aliens? Simple answer. Do you guys believe in aliens? Yes or no?
Yes.
That's a yes. How about you, Alex?
I mean, after everything that I've seen in my life, there's a part of me that wants to say yes, but honestly, I don't believe in aliens. I don't.
You do not believe in aliens. Okay.
No.
What about you, Toddy? We got one for it and one against it.
I'm gonna say no, but if I could get some more evidence that I feel like is genuine, then maybe.
Okay.
Yep. If aliens are real, we'll
I'm
contact you.
Okay, I'm not understanding the comparison, but okay. So Jeremy, why do you believe in aliens? What is your because
Do you believe in aliens?
do I believe in aliens? I would like to.
Okay.
I'm kind of like they were saying, like I need a little bit more evidence, but I lean a little bit toward it because we are one planet and there's galaxies upon galaxies upon galaxies, and then universes on universes on universes. And for us to think we are the only planet with life, to me, kind of sounds ridiculous.
So David Kipling is a really popular astronomer. He's written tons of books. He did a scientific breakdown about the topic. There's an article in Popular Mechanics as well as one in NBC News, and they're basically simple math shows how many space aliens may or may not be out there, or is there a formula to whether or not aliens exist. And he pretty much came down, interestingly, because it kind of speaks and reflects to this panel, that there's a 50% chance that there is intelligent life out there. And I don't want to commit to that. I don't want to go that far and say that I believe there's intelligent life out there, because I feel like that is more specific and the probability goes down. But I'm almost sure that there are other microorganisms, things that we wouldn't traditionally think of as intelligent beings, microbes, fucking, you know what I mean? Like microscopic cells or whatever, single-celled organisms. I think that I am not a smart person. I am not a astronomer. I do not teach at a university, so I don't really have the ability to like undermine what this guy's saying. But I have a feeling that 50-50 is a very conservative answer, and that, like you said, Ian, with so much space, it's just like if the sun is the only star in our solar system, right? I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of stars in our galaxy, but there's only one in our solar system. It's the sun. So if you look into the night sky and you imagine that every single one of those things is a sun,
It basically has its own solar system.
Right. So how many of those have one planet out of 10 that support life?
And those are just the ones that we see.
Yeah. I think it would be very difficult to say that we're going to see them in our lifetime. I don't think they've ever been to Earth, anything like that, but I do believe they're out there.
You're basically kind of saying what the Distract just said. You know, we got to define what alien is. So, like you're saying, maybe microorganisms or something like that. Organisms.
Yeah.
Sorry, microorganisms.
Microorganisms.
Sounds like a night with me.
Oh, wow. That got real.
But no, it could be like, you know, so little things on planets. I feel like if there's sun that's attached to water on a planet, there's a huge chance there's going to be some type of life. Now, if it's intelligent life where they're bouncing back to back on planets with their spaceships, it's a different subject. I I don't think we're definitely not there yet. And if they are there, they'll eventually get to us, and they are light years ahead of us. But, you know, like I said, light years ahead of us, that means that they're light years away from us. So that's a big accomplishment to go planet to planet, because technically you're time traveling when you do that. That's a different subject as well.
That's a really good point.
Because traveling at the speed of light, if you're going to different planets, you're traveling at the speed of light, because the closest planet to us is Mars. And what does that take? Like 5 years to get to?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. So that's the closest planet. We're talking outside of our solar system, hundreds and hundreds of years. Yeah. So if one travels to our planet, that means they've already broken time and space. They've already discovered time travel and stuff like that. So that means they would be light years ahead of us. So if that was to happen, I would feel like that we would have seen that by now. But I'm not ruling out maybe there's life that hasn't evolved to leaving the planet and stuff like that. Maybe there's a tiger type of creature on a different planet. What are your thoughts on this?
Tiger type of creature.
What's up, Davis?
What up, Davis?
Yeah, I think that it's more likely like just smaller living things that exist, like microorganisms or something. Just probably not like talking and, you know, things like we do, but just something that can say like, oh, that's life. Like, you know,
kind of looks a lot like a cheetah from the new Wonder Woman.
Yeah, the tiger people.
I don't want that.
What are your thoughts, Alex? So after hearing all of that, do you still like, nah, I still need more evidence? I mean, we didn't really give you any evidence. Those are all just theories. So.
Right. I do believe that, like, you know, to your point, like if you look at, you know, so many galaxies and all these different things, like, you know, there may be a different form of, like, you know, what is our definition of alien? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we saying like people who can talk like us that have green skin? Or are we just saying like an organism that's like moving around? I know, like, you know, when I was in college and I did microbiology, they were like, we haven't discovered animals in our ocean in certain areas in our world at all.
That's like a whole different planet right there. Is our ocean right there.
Exactly. And when they discover that stuff, they classify them as aliens or unknown. Because you don't know what to put them. You don't. So I think that I wouldn't say aliens, but I would say if there's a form of life out there, it's very different than what things have been portrayed. But also, then the back of my mind, I would not be surprised if you have someone like Talos from Captain Marvel just walking around blending with everyone because he can shapeshift. Now that would be cool, but also
they call those reptilians.
Exactly.
There's a group of people that believe that.
Exactly. But I mean, I don't believe that, but I'm saying that if we were to see that materialize on live TV, no special effects, like this is a real thing, I would be like, well, I mean, after everything that we're going through, what's the worst can happen? You know, hey.
And, you know, I kind of hope that there is, because the fact that if there isn't, that means we are the intelligent life out there, and that makes me fucking depressed.
Yeah,
honestly. Like, after all the stuff that we're seeing in Washington, which we'll talk about later, like this is the best we can do. Like we've made it to the moon, and now we're fighting over politics. Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Distract brought up the Fermi Paradox, and I'm reading about it right now, and it says that this physicist from like the 1950s realized that any civilization with a modest amount of rocket technology and an immodest amount of imperial incentive could rapidly colonize the entire galaxy. Again, that's working under the assumption that what we are talking about is intelligent life, is a species of alien that is in less or greater than our technological speed. This guy died in 1954 as well, so it's a relatively outdated, that's even before I was born. It's a relatively outdated theory, and while I do think that's very valid, I wonder, because if life itself, well, if the galaxy's like, I don't want to do this wrong, but I think like 5 billion years old, then we're talking about possibilities that these life forms lived 1 million years ago, 5 million years ago, a billion years ago, and
Mm-hmm.
that their trajectory of technology was on a completely different timeline than ours. So while I do think that that's a really good point, like basically once you get a rocket, it's only going to be a couple of decades before you can fly that rocket out into space. So the consensus would be back in the 1950s in particular, when space exploration was in its infancy, they probably believed that they would be able to, you know, within a certain amount of time, be able to travel the cosmos. But as we've seen, the ability to travel distances in space hasn't really increased tremendously in the
Not
past
really.
5 decades, you know?
We're
Exactly.
focusing on the wrong stuff when it comes to science. I have one thing to say. I'm going to read some of these comments, though. Blurred Up's kind of saying... Blurred up. Blurred up. I think it's relative. What is alien? It's just something we don't understand. I believe it's spirits and afterlife. Why not aliens? Never seen one, but hey... won't rule it out. I agree. That's where my mindset is. Like there's things that are unexplained out there that, you know, sometimes you don't need an explanation because we don't have the explanation. Sometimes that's what hypotheses are. That's what, you know, conspiracies are. Now, don't ever say it's a fact because we don't have the proof, but it's okay to speculate if you don't have it. But never say anything's a fact if you don't have the proof, for sure. Right. Abbas, this man's spitting. 1745.
Unsubscribe.
What's going on, big homie? The fourth kind. I'm late. This guy right here, I know him personally. He's definitely a conspiracy guy. He talks aliens and stuff like that. Did you guys hear about the Pentagon confirming that UFOs are a real thing?
Yeah.
Now there's another, you know, leeway with that. That could be an unidentified saucers, could be technology from a different country that we don't understand. Mm-hmm. It could be some smart Tony Stark motherfucker in Kansas doing his thing, or it could be aliens. What are your thoughts on these? Because they are confirmed by the Pentagon to be real.
I mean, it really just means they don't know what it is. That's all really that means.
Good point.
So, that doesn't give me any sort of confirmation that they're aliens. I'm just like, all right, they just don't know. They don't know everything. So,
and that's good to admit that. A lot of people won't admit that, you know, especially like the government. They won't admit that if they have something unidentified, you know, it's got to be aliens out of. No, it could just be Russia with the technology. It really is.
Yeah, there's been plenty of times where I've been outside and been like, what is that?
Oh,
it doesn't mean that it's an alien. It just means that I don't know what it is. It's a drone. It's a whatever it is that I just don't know, because like we live next to an Air Force base. So who knows what it was? It could have been anything.
It's a really good point. I do think that there's a lot of government military technology that's under wraps right now. You know, I don't think we know the capabilities of where technology's at. Ian, what you're referring to, I believe specifically, are like the Tic Tac aliens or spacecrafts or unidentified flying objects. Tom DeLonge from Blink 182 like ended up leaving the band to like pursue the space and aeronautics thing. They declassified a lot of that information. There's several videos out right now.
His life. Just kidding. Blink 182 is dope.
For sure, dude, for sure.
Yeah.
But the tapes themselves, when you watch them, it's black and white video footage from a camera on board of a fighter jet. And those dudes have so much more credibility to me than the Hicks that normally get abducted by aliens, or alternatively, and I say this every time aliens come up, Alex and Ian and myself all grew up in what's essentially, Toddy as well, all grew up in essentially what's one of the most commonly UFO sighted places in the entire world. There's a place in Germany, and then there's Gulf Breeze, Florida, which is right between Navarre and Pensacola, which is where I grew up. And in the 90s, they had more UFO sightings than anybody else in the world. Yeah.
More than Roswell?
I didn't know that.
More than Roswell? I would have thought that Middle America would have got a lot of those.
You would think that.
Well, that just makes sense because there's a lot of meth going around in those areas, and they are seeing things in the sky.
So Florida's a little rough, a little crazy out here.
That is why I moved to Orlando. Well, that's one of many reasons why I moved to Orlando.
That's still Florida, technically.
Northern Florida.
Disney beginning to start project insight from Winter Soldier with drones in the sky. No, okay, so I'm going to piggyback a little bit what he said before we move on, because I have a friend named Mick. Me and him talked actually recently. Mm-hmm. He has this theory, and take it with a grain of salt because Mick is He's out there.
Dope rapper, by the way.
Very good rapper, though. You know, you got all the geniuses are crazy, but but he did get this. We were talking UFOs and stuff like that. He did say that some people have this conspiracy theory that they are projecting UFOs in the skies to make people believe. Like since the UFO stuff came out, they're projecting like maybe some projection or CSI, CGI out there for us to believe that that's out there. Do I believe that? No, I was like, Mick, you're crazy. But
I mean, there's even people that just believe that like space is a projection.
There's
in general.
Yeah, my friend Chris thinks the world's flat. So it's weird.
Get Chris on the phone. Call Chris up right now. We need to talk
Kyrie Irving too.
It's a waste of time. He will argue to
death.
You could literally pull him up in space. We could watch the Earth go around 5 times. He'd be like, nah, bro, it's flat. It's ridiculous.
Oh wow.
It makes for an engaging discussion.
It is though. It is. I told him I'm not having these discussions with him anymore. But let's move on though. That was a good conversation. But let's go back to the fiction world. So we have no proof that aliens exist. But I have an open mind to it though. I definitely do. I'm not going to say I'll never believe it. If it happens, it happens. I'll definitely look into it. But what are your favorite movie aliens?
I like that question.
So I mean, I hate the movie, and I mentioned it earlier. Like, I don't hate it, I don't like it. Like, I think the Skrulls were really cool because they were funny in Captain Marvel. I can't wait to see that explored. But if I had to say my favorite alien movie would be the first Alien movie, Aliens.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that because I was about to cut you off. I want to say no Marvel or Star Wars. Technically, most of Marvel is aliens. Half of them are aliens. And Star Wars are not technically aliens. We would be aliens in their world because they're all on different planets. So, but I'm glad you did say aliens. That's a great answer.
Yeah. That my favorite one would be Aliens, and then the other one would be is it Prometheus?
Okay. They're in the same universe, but yeah,
it's the same. It's like the origin story of aliens, and Michael Fassbender's character and his supporting cast. I mean, the way they showed how the alien became to be, I was just like fascinated by it. Alien Covenant, not so much, but Prometheus and then like the first Aliens movie really got me intrigued. But I have to say, everything after Prometheus and even everything after Alien was just trash. Like, I don't even believe in our predators, aliens.
They're aliens.
I don't understand the notion of predator versus alien because they're the same thing, just different species. Well,
that's a loaded thing you just said, but no, they're definitely aliens. They're definitely aliens.
What's the thing? Like, why is that even a concept to make? They're both aliens fighting each other.
Well,
but it was kind of racist, Alex.
What you said was like, hey, these two black guys are the same, whatever. No, they're different aliens. Obviously, no. Crazy different. One looks like Whoopi Goldberg. The other one looks like I don't know, Trump. I don't know.
Look, no. Race is a societal construct, you guys.
There you go with that woke talk. I hear you.
Alien species, because we're all human beings. An alien, okay, a Yatue and a xenomorph are two distinct different species. It would be like comparing a dog to a cat.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
I'm glad you mentioned Predator because I've always thought Predator is like the coolest looking alien ever. Like they are badass. They got their dreads and they're all like
wow. Yeah, they were definitely black in a past life.
I like the correct answer. He said the Arrivals, the whale squids. Arrival's a very slept on movie. That's like one of my favorite what's it called? Sci-fi movies in the last decade. It's a really good movie. So your answer was Alien, right?
Yeah, Alien.
Okay, so what's your answer, Jeremy?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Okay, so Pennywise is actually an alien.
Yes.
The clown from It. Some sort of like
a spirit, but okay.
He's a ancient alien that like crash landed in Earth like before humans came into it. It's convoluted as hell. But anyways, shout out to Pennywise.
I'm just curious, but why do they need to do a spell to kill him if he's an alien?
It's a really good question. He's more like an interdimensional being.
Okay,
I mean,
that makes sense.
Kill anything. It doesn't have to. It doesn't stop an alien. Like, oh, we'll put a spell on humans, but the aliens they're immune to spells. No,
Good point.
Where you got
Magic
It's also
it's also
so he can do whatever he wants.
And that book gets crazy weird. Like
it is.
You guys
really
think
weird.
the movie's weird? There's a part in the book I hear these kids have an orgy after killing it. It's weird.
Yeah.
There's like a turtle. It gets really weird.
Yeah, an orgy implies that there were multiple people having sex with each other. This was a straight up gangbang. They all nailed Beverly, so
Oh,
good times.
wow. Okay, that's
Good time.
Yeah, they didn't put that one on the Blu-ray.
Nah.
No, it is actually a dope answer because he's got crazy powers. Like he's very manipulative and he eats children. So.
But my actual number 1 and number 2 have already been discussed. I don't have a whole lot of leeway on these. The Predator would be my second favorite alien. He's a badass, like y'all said. He's like a big game hunter. He travels around the universe. These species of aliens do, and they hunt the apex predators on each respective planet. So they're like these intergalactic badasses that are just like the top killers. And that's why when Alien versus Predator came out, I was a little bit disappointed because predators should be able to take out xenomorphs by the dozens, especially if a bunch of space marines and aliens are taking out aliens by the dozens. Anyways, it's a little inconsistent. I wish there would have been more xenomorphs getting killed by less predators in that movie. But my favorite alien in terms of design, in terms of giving us something that is distinct, iconic, unlike anything else in film, other than the fact that it was copied a million times since then, is the xenomorph from the Alien franchise. I think that is just a brilliant design. It kind of presents aliens as bugs, and they're more like a hive-minded mentality. They don't have like the sentience of people. They're almost more like drones, like worker ants or worker bees. And I just think that's a really cool way of approaching the aliens.
Yeah, that's a way of looking at like taking the soul out of them, so you're immediately scared of them. But
yeah,
they're
good point.
What's his name? Frieza's third form, I think, second or third form is based off of the alien creature. Interesting. I like Abbas's answer right there. Those smoking aliens that are always drinking coffee.
Hey, Men in Black, that was
they
dope.
got like that Italian voice. Waka, yeah, say, yeah. They're like 2 feet tall.
Little shit talkers like Ian.
I know, yeah. That's what I look like.
Wow.
I had to.
Abstract actually took one of my ansers, which is Stitch. That's
a good answer. That's a good answer.
It's going to be one of my answers.
what? Give me some of yours, though. I'll give mine last, though.
So definitely Stitch. I think that District 9 was a fun alien movie.
That was a good alien movie. That's a one, too.
Really good
answer. Good answer.
This is very, very different.
They look like cockroaches.
They do, but it's a good movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie.
And this one is like very different from all the things that we've been talking about. But Coneheads, I love that movie.
You took another one of my answers.
Nice.
Hey, Coneheads still holds up because
it does hold up.
I watched that with Isaiah.
It's actually a really good movie.
I was still laughing.
Yeah,
still laughing.
Y'all are out of your minds, but that's fine.
You don't think Coneheads is funny?
I love that y'all picked it as an alien species. I think that's amazing. I like the SNL skits.
They're great, but that's a trash movie. That movie is trash.
It was hilarious. I mean, I thought the movie was funnier than the sketches, honestly. And the movie we had Sinbad in it. Who else was in it? I think there was an Adam Sandler. You know, not saying that makes the movie good or bad, but I thought it was hilarious. That was some good shit right there. What's going on, Reggie?
What's up, Red J?
Thanks for coming through, big homie.
What are you?
I don't think so. I've never. Oh, yes, Super 8.
Super 8. The one
I liked that movie.
Oh, yeah, that was actually pretty dope. That was a hidden gem.
That's a good one. So my favorite, huh?
Sorry, this might be another one of yours. What's the
Take it.
Signs?
Oh, Signs. That's
a good one.
Movie. That alien freaked me out, and you barely.
And
saw
you never,
it.
you saw him like once or twice.
It walked by, and then you saw like a shadow figure of it, just giving the kid asthma. It was weird. That's probably one of my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movies.
It's a good movie. I'm gonna be honest though, real quick. If you're an alien and you're allergic to water, you don't.
Not come here.
No. You're not gonna want to land on the blue one. You know what I mean?
That wasn't the bit. They're pretty dumb for intelligent life. That wasn't really the best choice to do. So my aliens are actually, I wrote 4 of them down. I wrote Stitch.
Nice.
I wrote the Transformers. I wrote It. And I wrote the Coneheads. And I wrote Goku and Vegeta.
Oh, look out.
That's actually wow. When you say aliens, I'm just thinking scaly aliens. And you took it to another level with Goku and Vegeta because they are definitely not human.
Yeah, they're from a planet that's like pretty much Japan. I'm just kidding. No, they're from planet Vegeta. They're aliens, and they pretty much have the same. Goku has the same backstory.
I would like to point out for Ian's. I would like to point out for Ian's Asian listeners, those are his opinions. They are not ours. Please unsubscribe from him. Leave our channel alone.
Check this out. This is not racist. Check this out. And I'm a big Dragon Ball fan. Check this out.
It would make sense.
How do you guys not know Goku is from outer space? He gets dropped. He's got the same backstory as Goku. He comes to Earth on a pod, and he's raised by an adopted. But nobody even questions if he's an alien. You know why? Because he blends in with the Japanese people. So there.
All right.
I mean, it makes sense. It was just the way you said it that was really funny.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
don't cancel me and Jeremy. We didn't make
it's a Japanese show, so it makes. I mean, obviously, like their worlds are going to resemble Japan, but
for sure,
you said it.
Good save. I appreciate you. I'm probably still can't. Aliens in the Attic. I remember Monsters in the Attic. I don't know if that.
I don't know what Aliens in the Attic is.
I've never heard.
I know there was Indian in the Cupboard. I don't know that. They should call that. They should rename that Native American in the Cupboard. Distract Aliens on the Block. That's a good one. That's a good. And Reggie said the same thing.
Attack the Block. Yeah.
Attack the Block. Yeah. So that one had what's his name from Star Wars? Boyega. Yeah, that was. I think that's the movie that Disney saw, and they're like, we need that guy.
It's really good.
Yeah, that one has remember we watched I think we did see this. Remember when we saw Black Mirror, that episode where that chick would cheat on her husband and they would replay it. So she was in that movie. And I didn't feel sorry for her because they robbed her because of how shitty she was in Black Mirror. Remember that?
Yeah.
In that episode.
Yeah, those are my alien picks. You guys got any more before we move on?
No, I think that was a great conversation.
It was. That was hilarious.
The playback on that's gonna be hilarious.
Planet Japan. Please get that a separate video.
In space, which they're technically like technology wise, they are way ahead of us if they're traveling planet to planet and inventing these scouters and stuff. Like, so that's no knock at them. I wanna be on Planet Vegeta without being killed by Frieza. All right. It is time for One's Gotta Go. One of my favorite parts of the show. This is the part of the show where we play this game where we give 3 questions and we have to determine which one has to go. And this is going to be fun. Everybody's got 2 of them that we're going to throw at each other. Alex, I would like to start with you. What is the question that you're going to give us? One's Gotta Go.
Okay, so
ready to go.
So, would you give up socks or your underwear?
Oh,
which one?
Oh, socks all day.
Really?
I'm giving away underwear.
Man, I'm giving away my underwear. Free balling, man.
I wasn't going to say anything. I'm free balling now. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I guess I probably feel differently. I'm the only one on the show with a vagina, so.
True.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense.
So she's getting rid of socks. You're getting rid of underwear. I'm getting rid of underwear. Jeremy, what's your answer?
Well, I kind of feel like I'm backed into a corner at this point there, Ian. Feel like if I say socks, then I must have a vagina. I'm gonna go with socks.
Oh, wow, that explains a whole lot.
Nobody want to see those ugly ass old feet, man.
Bro,
put them socks back on.
If you look at my live streams during the hurricane, I swear to God, I'm walking around the parking lot with no shoes on. I free foot it. Yeah, dude. And my wife thinks I'm crazy for it because she's like, you're gonna get ringworm. I'll be walking around in a Walmart with no shoes and socks on. No, I'm just kidding about that.
No, straight up Florida. You Florida.
Yeah.
Nicholas in the chat. What's up, man? That's my cuz right there. He says both. He wants no underwear, no socks. This boy got ashy slave feet. So definitely cover those up. But yeah. Socks can go. Abba says that. I'm gonna agree with Alex. So I'll probably, as long as I'm wearing pants, who cares? Like,
Yeah, like I
Dude,
mean,
the zipper
out.
doesn't interfere with the old penal.
no.
All right.
Does it interfere with yours? What's going on with that?
The inside of the zipper rubbing against your dick?
I pay attention.
Maybe it depends on how tight
like,
you wear your pants.
The pants I'm wearing now don't have.
Maybe I don't. That's my guess.
I wear a lot of baller shorts where you tie them up, so you know I don't ever tie those in a knot. So.
Yeah,
dude, you need some gray sweatpants.
paid a lot for his lingerie. Makes sense.
Hey, really show the contours.
Oh wow!
I made Nicholas go up. He said, "The hell is this conversation?" sorry. All right. Jeremy, what's your one's gotta? We're playing one's gotta go. All right, so I think it's 50-50 on socks and underwear. That was Alex's question. Well, we'll go to Jeremy's question. Next question.
Man,
what is your one's gotta go?
I got so many good ones. I just don't even know where to begin. Okay, here we go. Group chats or phone calls. I'm not talking about text messages. I'm saying you're either stuck in a freaking group chat or you got to take phone calls. Which one are you doing away with?
So group chats or phone calls? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of like how you receive, you're in your own group chats with different people, and you can get random messages from the group. Which one would you rather remove? I would say phone calls. Like I don't want my phone blowing up. I mean, with the group chats, I can mute them all. So
that's a good point.
Yeah, I think I'm agree with phone calls. I've been accustomed to ignoring people's phone calls and just texting them. So I'd rather do that, and I'd rather just have the face-to-face. Like if you want to talk to me face-to-face, I'll give you a text. Let's do that. But I don't know. I mean, I enjoy phone calls from people I haven't talked to in a while, but at the end of the day, for the most part, I'd rather text. What about you, Boo?
So I'm gonna go get rid of group chats because they're honestly really annoying. I don't get that many phone calls to begin with, and I can still text people one-on-one.
Group chats are kind of annoying. You ain't even gonna lie, though.
Yeah, you get 1 million, so I don't know why you chose to keep it because you're always annoyed every time you get them.
Sorry about that. I'm sure it's not ever me,
like
Alex.
5 group chats, dog. I'm in like 5 group chats.
No, so. I know it's fucking annoying. It's annoying as shit. They never stop, and motherfuckers don't ever have anything to say. They'll be like, like, what am I even checking this shit for? Yeah, dude. But that said, I'm gonna be candid with you guys. I don't like taking phone calls when I'm high. Like it does not sync with my sensibilities. And I'm high a lot, so I would rather do away with phone calls. Just throwing that out there.
I cannot relate.
So you're on the phone like, man, they all get it. They all know I'm high.
Yeah, they know.
All right, you know what? You guys kind of persuaded me. I'm starting to look back at some of these group chats that are just unnecessary. Like,
yeah, especially like your work ones.
My work one's crazy. Tripping. I have like my best friend one. I got my my creative friends one. You know, sometimes people just randomly make them like, hey, we're on this trip together. Let's all talk. And then everyone, you just hate it when you're in a group chat and 2 people are talking and there's like 10 of you all in there. You're like,
yeah, that makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. Like, I don't need to see your conversation at all. That's why, like, there was a group chat me and Jeremy are part of. I left. Like, I was like, y'all are having conversations with yourselves. Like,
yep.
All right, you guys changed my mind. I think, are we all unanimously saying group chats can go, or are you different?
I'm still on phone calls because I can mute group chats.
Okay, you can. Okay, I got you.
It's half and half.
It's half and half then. Okay, I got you.
Love it.
All right, Toddy, what's yours?
I don't.
Oh, you didn't have one?
No.
Okay, well, we'll move on.
Sorry,
I'll give mine.
My bad.
Mine.
You want one?
Yeah,
I'm giving them out.
So here's my first one right here. All right, this is kind of. I'll just skip that one. I'm gonna go with all right, one's got to go. The existence of aliens, time travel, or multiverse. Which one would you? Let's just change this one up. Which one has to stay? Which one would you prefer? One's got to stay.
Oh, time travel. I'm gonna reverse all of my fuck ups.
All right, Barry Allen.
I mean, I'd rather deal with those consequences than like aliens turning on me and then having a multiverse of different versions of me coming to my house trying to see my wife. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, nah.
Hey, man. Technically, cheating your wife. I love that. Oh, more Alexes. Hey.
No, damn that. No. So
All right.
I'll keep time travel.
Yeah, what about you, Jeremy? Time travel, multiverse, or what was my aliens? Which one would you prefer to be real?
When my man said I'm gonna go back and fix all my fuck ups, that hit me deep, dude. I'm keeping time travel.
Time travel. You said time travel.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Wherever you end up fucking up. Somehow.
So if you go back and you fix all this stuff, wouldn't you just have to continue going back to fix all your stuff because it's gonna eventually mess up something else?
Yeah,
along the way. Never-ending cycle
different
of
rules
fixing.
of time travel. No, like the actual one, because movie rules are always different. Like Back to the Future one, you go and it fixes that, and you end up in that universe. Or we could talk about like Endgame, where they created multiple time loops and stuff.
But if you don't have a multiverse, you can't do that.
That is true.
But like, if I was talking personally, like there would be certain things that I would fix. If I were to go back and fix, like, I don't know, the 2016 election, I would love to see what those consequences look like. Just saying, it can't be worse than what's going on now. So, I mean, that's why I would keep it.
Okay. I think Abyss and Distract make really good points about exactly what Toddy was saying, kind of the butterfly effect thing. You change one thing in the timeline and it has the potential to throw everything else out of whack.
Absolutely. So I'm going to steer away from that one. I'm not, as much as I'm a huge time travel fan, but at the end of the day, I'm going to go with holy shit.
Look at the boy coming through with the $20.
Holy shit.
So Ian just said he's going to go with holy shit.
I appreciate that. Thank you for coming through and doing that for me, man. Oh man, it's been a while since I had a super chat. I really appreciate you doing that for me. Yeah, big shout out to Nick. I was at his mom's house for Christmas, right? It was a little bit after Christmas. I saw the whole family. Wish you were there, man. Wish we got to see you. But yeah, my answer would probably be, I think I would like to explore the multiverse. I would like to see different versions of myself. I want to see me as a girl. I want to see me as a white man. I want to see me. I want to see me as a billionaire. I want to see me as a killer. I want to see all these different versions of me. I think that would be very, very fun. But like I think Abyss and the Distract, and you were even saying that time travel could be dangerous to an extent. So if I was a time travel, I'm not even going to mess up with my fuck ups. I'm just going to go as a tourist just to see see what's going on like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I dig it. Yeah, that's a good call.
At least with multiverse, I can copy what Rick and Morty do and pack up and move to another world. Yes, I think that's what. Yeah, world. So that's kind of like what I was saying. This if it doesn't go right, like this isn't my world. I just go back to my world. I'm just checking it out.
This world.
Actually, that's a good point. That's a good point. I might actually choose multiverse because I never thought of it like that.
And what the Distract just said, everything I was just saying, I was thinking about that movie, the one I think it was, where he has to kill different versions of himself to gain power. It's a very good movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go back to Alex. What's your next one?
So it's funny. Jeremy brought up, I don't like talking on the phone when I'm high. That's so funny. So I came up with one that would probably make you guys think. Would you rather get rid of drugs that you guys enjoy? I don't do drugs. Or would you rather give up sex?
Go ahead. What?
Would you rather give up drugs or sex? I would give up drugs. I'm sorry. There's a whop. I mean,
sorry.
Honestly, I think it's unanimous what this answer is going to be. But go ahead.
I don't think there's a version of me at all where I can give up sex. So I'd like fuck the drugs.
Okay.
Even if any of us did use drugs, none of us are like absolute addicts. So
I could be under a bridge snorting crack, doing all the drugs in the world, and I find I'm not in a relationship in this scenario.
Okay.
Jennifer Lopez, hey, would you like to have sex with me forever? Yes, boy, would I? Well, you have to stop doing drugs. Guess what? Drugs are gone, baby.
That's
I
very
was doing it in my head when I was on drugs. So obviously the answer is going to be drugs can get the hell out of here. Because what kind of question is this?
Look, I hate to call weed a drug. I really do. I've had my fill. I'm good on the drugs. I've had plenty, at this point, they can go, and I would be fine with that. Yeah, sex is kind of a drug. I definitely think that human beings have to have sex to continue on, and drugs are not great. Drugs are not awesome.
Weed give you pleasure, I guess, but the other one doesn't age you 10 years. The other one just, makes you tired, I guess. So, what is your answer, Boo? Would you rather do crack and meth, or would you rather have sex?
Drugs can go.
Whoa! Wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah, she loves that sugar booger.
Ironically, yeah. Ian said snort crack. You smoke it.
Obviously, I don't
he's
know.
never done it.
I've never done it.
Me neither.
Jeremy.
Yo, God, there's an episode of Real Debates last season where Ian turns off the camera. He was like, I didn't want you guys seeing me light up my cigarette. I was like, what the hell are you doing? And then I put the clip of Rush Hour. This is cig of weed.
Oh man, we are getting
It definitely wasn't a cigarette.
we are getting real in here today.
Jeremy, what is your question, man?
I gotta say, this is the funnest podcast I have done all year.
Hey, appreciate it. I'm glad
All 6 days.
all 6 days. I'm glad we can get you there.
We're off to a good start, man. I'm into it. All right,
Okay.
this is a three option. One's got to go, and the options are a bottle club show, which is like when you go to a small local venue and you see a hip hop artist or you see a band play at a small club.
Okay.
Or
I dig
concerts, which are what you would see in like the Civic Center, kind of auditorium shows, the bigger concerts,
No
or
snitching.
outdoor music festivals.
Ooh, this is a very good one. So you're saying like a small venue like at a bar, or the festival vibe, or the big
Arena
one.
Yeah.
I would have to say, God dang. That's
Hard
hard.
one.
It is a hard one.
They're all great. Like,
For
They
their own
are.
reasons, yeah.
I'll jump out there and say I think I could get rid of the arena. You know why?
the
Okay.
Civic Center, or are you talking about the outdoor?
No, the
The
indoor
Civic
arena,
Center,
and this
yeah.
is why. As much as like the indoor one is fine, because obviously you're gonna get the high scale artists that you probably wanted to see, like a Jay-Z or an Eminem and stuff like that. We went and saw Chance the Rapper a couple of years. I enjoyed that, but with that being said, I personally have more fun at smaller venues, and I've never been to a festival, but they actually seem like they would be amazing. So I'm going to get the arena the fuck out of here. What is y'all's answer?
I would have to say probably the outdoor arena, only because when I went to there was some concert I went to, I forget, but it was like Dr. Dre, Snoop.
You went to a Dr. Dre and Snoop concert?
Yeah, it was in Atlanta. It was in Atlanta. It's like
I've seen Snoop live, but it was outside. But that was probably one of my favorite concerts ever. Seriously, I would love to see Dre live though.
When I went, it was fun, but when I went though, I was like probably like 16, like 15, 16. When I went, there were a lot of women there and men there while they were performing, having sex at the outdoor arena. So, and then like Snoop's like, what the hell y'all doing out here? Y'all some freaks out here in the South. Like,
Yeah.
He was like, I'm not gonna even call security. Handle your business, man. I was like,
See, you would pass on that, bro, just to see
hell
Snoop
yeah, I don't
react to people having sex. That's hilarious.
I don't want to see that. I was like, bro, okay, first of all, why are you having sex to the Chronic album?
Bro, if you listen to the Chronic album, I'll do it the gin and juice. Straight up. I'll fuck the Dre Day.
Oh God, sipping on gin and juice.
Baby.
That's doggy style.
But yeah, I would.
That is doggy style. You're right. What's up,
Dude, that dog is adorable. So bottle clubs, I feel like, are the most intimate settings out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Outdoor venues are usually really cool because you get a lot of bands or a lot of music acts at one time. You can go to multiple stages. There's just a really good vibe at those. And then as far as like production, arenas are the best. They've got the best lighting. They've got the best special effects, all that kind of stuff. So you're really looking at three.
Thank you for coming through, Nick. Appreciate you coming through, and thank you for that super chat again, man.
Yeah, dude, for sure. That was super nice. That was super good super chat for the start the new year off right. Yeah. So I guess all of that said, I would get rid of the arena as well. I echo a lot of what you said, Ian. It's you're more likely to be at a distance unless you're on the floor at an arena show. You're like up in the nosebleeds. You can't barely see the band, or you'll be over on the side of the stage or something like that. So for me, I think that festivals are the best. Festivals are the ones that have to stay. And then I love seeing a good act at a small, more intimate venue.
I think what you said at the end too, with you don't know where you're gonna be. Like every time I've been to an arena show, we've always been in nosebleeds. So it kind of takes you're kind of vibing with the people around you.
Yes.
And stuff like that, which is cool, but you would rather be closer to the act. What is your answer?
I've never been to like a really big festival. I've been to outdoor like venues before a few times. And I've also only been to like a couple like really small.
We should do more when the pandemic's done. We should do more, for sure.
I guess probably the arena as well, just because it's really far and you have to climb a lot of stairs.
Yeah.
Usually, unless you pay like buku money.
And all the people having sex are so far down in the front.
Yeah, I want to see a play-by-play of that. Oh, it's like two uncles at a barbecue fighting.
I guess three of us are picking the arena, and Alex is like, no sex, get that away from me.
I mean, it's just weird. Like when you go to an outdoor arena, like they're chairs, but when you're out there, you can literally just do anything. I think it was called Flavor or something, or some, I forget what it was called, but it was something. And I was just like, what the hell? You have people trying to fight. How are you trying to have a battle rap at a rap concert? I don't understand.
I love that vibe.
That's hilarious.
I don't get it. Like, so when you see that stuff, I'm like, it's crazy. But real quick, when I saw Wildin' Out, I agree with Tati. We had to climb like 50 stairs.
It's so much.
At the Orlando Magic Theater, or arena. I was like, what the hell is going on? We weren't in the nosebleeds or anything. We could see everyone, but like when you say you have to climb so many stairs, I can relate to that seriously, because it's such a bother. I hate it.
Well, to your point too, I know exactly what you're talking about when you say why are these people rap battling during the show, or like
Right.
Everything you said. I've seen that vibe. Like I've been to a show and I've seen people in the corner doing rap battles. It's just the energy of what it is, man. That's why I love it. That's why I like the smaller venues.
So you paid money.
More of that.
So you paid money to go see these amazing artists, to meet with strangers you don't know, to battle them.
No, that's your choice to watch the rap battle in the corner. I didn't say that's what I did.
I'm speaking to the people.
I've seen people fighting. I've seen people almost have sex. I've seen people, doing the rap battles. I've seen all those vibes.
Right.
But I'm there to see Trick Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get what you're saying, but no, I'm not gonna be like, hold on, Trick. I gotta hear what these guys are spitting over here.
Exactly.
I'm doing.
Real quick, Jeremy, have you ever been to I believe it's called Vinyl in Pensacola?
Yeah.
Is it a big vineyard, or is it like what you call small?
It's a bar. And
I think that's where we went.
The House of Blues, or what they're talking about?
No. Yeah.
the vinyl music hall.
Yeah, we've
we
been
went
there. We've been there.
It's
The
small.
guy the guy Chris, the horror buff that does movie trivia with me from time to time. Y'all both competed with him. He's is the booking agent over at the Vinyl Music Hall, so he's the one that talks to all the bands and gets them through there. And they have a wide variety of shows, from cover bands to acts that haven't necessarily been relevant for a couple years to smaller indie bands and just kind of everything in between. So I've seen a couple shows there. Man, what was it? Was some like screamo band. I can't remember who it was though. I can't remember who it was. And then I saw Andy McKee the last time I was there, and that was a weird vibe because he's an acoustic guitar player, and he was sitting down, and instead of standing room in vinyl, it was all seats. So we're like all sitting there watching this guy play classical guitar. It would be more like something you would see at the Sanger Theater than Vinyl Music Hall, but he's so good that it was nice. But like what you were saying, Ian, about vibing off people, like shows are kind of dependent on the vibe and the energy. And if people are like in the moment and they're there, then it can be a really amazing experience. The last time I went to the Bass Center, I saw Elton John, who is a amazing musician. Actually, the last time I went, I saw Dave Matthews Band.
I think her brother went to that show when it was in Pensacola. The John one, I think he went to that one. Then he had like a piano, like that floating down piano or something like that. Yeah, I remember her brother telling me about it, how he went in all out on that show. But
it was good. But when I saw Dave Matthews Band, everybody had their cell phones out, and they weren't there. They were there. You know what I'm saying? They were like looking through their viewfinders, and it was totally different. But maybe it's just because I'm getting older, as are most Dave Matthews Band fans. So they're just like all families and stuff, you know?
For sure. Real quick, where's the House of Blues at? Is that in New York?
There's one in New Orleans. There's one down there with you guys in Orlando. I actually saw Thrice at the one in Orlando one time, which was super good. But they're all over the place.
We do have a good night, Evis.
Yeah. Good night, man.
Later, buddy.
I know it's about the same size as Beckham, as same size as Beckham has. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do.
I was just gonna say, part of me wants to also kind of kick out outside venues too, just because like I feel like you have to like fight. I mean, at least the ones I've been to have all been like standing. Like it's never any sort of like seating.
It's a good point.
And you always have to kind of fight to get to the front, or otherwise you really can't see. And so like, even if you like, you know, you can argue that, oh, like when you're in an arena, you can't see, but at least at the arena, like they're guaranteed to have like those screens where you can see, and outside you might not have that. Some of them do, but you might not have that. And yeah, I don't like having to like squish in between people and have to just be so tight.
I get that.
I can see that.
So that's another part that I'm like, I don't know about that.
Well, we're going to skip my last one's got to go, because it was basically kind of the same as Alex. I said hats, pants, or shirts, and he hit us with the underwear and socks. But my answer would probably be shirts can go. Fuck it. But yeah, let's go on to like the main topic, because we're almost at an hour, so I wanted to talk about this before we head out.
So you'd rather walk around with pants and a hat on and no shirt?
I would rather walk around with no pants on.
What do y'all's answer then?
Okay.
I would rather walk around with no pants on.
You'd rather no pants. Okay.
Y'all are wearing no boxers and no pants, man. Y'all are out of here.
I didn't say that. I said shirt.
Hey, ain't no shame in my game.
I gotta show my pants. What about you, boo? Hat, pants, shirt.
I'm glad you asked, Ian. Oh, excuse me. I guess Tommy's here now. That's cool.
I would love to hear what she got to say.
I mean, I guess hats, I don't wear them that often.
Oh,
but
how you are now, huh?
But if I guess picking between the ones that I wear, I would pick pants.
So pants gotta go. Yeah. Jeremy, what part of you are we seeing more of?
My 5 head. You get a good long gander at my very, very tall peaks here. Yeah, hats. I wear them every once in a while, but they're not like a needed accessory on the same level as like, you don't want to see this gremlin body. You know what I mean? You don't want to see what's going on. It looks fine when I got shirts and stuff on, man.
Remember what what's his name said from Endgame? He said, "You look like melted ice cream."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely America's ass right there.
Yeah.
X. All right, last topic of the night, man. What is going on in DC? What the hell? Midday today, I see a whole bunch of Trump supporters like just taking over the Capitol. I'm thinking I'm watching The Purge. I'm thinking I'm watching like V for Vendetta, and it's just they're just still whining about the guy losing the election. You know, what are y'all's thoughts on this? There's so much to dig in with this. Let's start with Jeremy on this one because he's the one that informed me about this going on today.
Man, it's wild. It's wild. This day, whatever it is, there's some like official signing of paperwork to get the president switched over. I don't even know what it is. I know it's like a ceremonial thing that's
it's kind of just guaranteeing, I think, that Biden is in there.
And from what I understand, it's never drawn any sort of attention before. It's just like this thing that happens behind the scenes. Well, a lot of people were discussing it on social media before today for the last couple of weeks. So there should have been more intel. There should have been people that were aware that this was going to happen because they're keeping their finger on the pulse of things like Twitter and Reddit and TikTok and 4chan, like whatever the thing is. You know, they should have people that are keeping an eye on social media to know these kind of things are happened. I got very, very complex thoughts on it. Let me give you the condensed soup version because I know I'm always fucking long-winded, but
you're good.
This is crazy. It's crazy. It is the first and only time that I know of in history where people have actually breached the House. Like you know that the hundreds or thousands of people out there were some of the most militant Trump supporters. They were some of the most firm in their convictions. So they went down there to do what they believed was right. Was it right? No, I don't think so. I personally don't think so. But I try to give people the benefit of the doubt because when we were talking about the Black Lives Matter movement, when we were talking about the police brutality and a lot of the different social issues that have come up over the last years, there was this really important emphasis to say, yes, there are rioters out there and there are looters out there, but there are also people that are protesting. They're peaceful. They are out there doing what they believe in, and they are not out there to hurt anybody. And I do believe that a large portion of the people that were there today in Washington, D.C., their ideology is fucked up. I'm not saying that they're not, but I don't think they were there to hurt anybody. I just don't. I don't think that all of the people that were there today were rioters. I think when you start painting everything in these absolute black and whites and you say, okay, CNN sees all these people out there and they call them all rioters. Well, a couple months ago when CNN was covering the protests, they were saying like, yeah, we can't say all of these people are rioters because there are protests happening as well. Now, is there a conversation to be had about privilege and the way that these particular people were treated way fucking different? Like if it was a horde of black people that stormed the House, it would have been a different situation.
They'd be sprayed in a second as soon as they hit those stairs.
They chose to not send the guard.
Yeah. It's wild.
I think you're giving a very fair answer. Like,
that's very fair. Yeah,
very fair. And I'll kind of agree with you. What you said about for the most part, you don't think a lot of them were there to hurt anybody. I can kind of see that. It did get a little wild, but I can kind of see like from somebody that has witnessed some of these Black Lives Matter protests and stuff like that. They can get off the chain when you have people on the other side, or you got people that are reporting just that. With that being said, a breach of a Capitol building, that's big. That's really that's not just throwing stuff in windows at an AutoZone or burning down a Target. That is a government official building where shit happens. Which is weird. And I want to highlight a little bit what the track said because what he said is so sad. These people are looking through their screens, completely alternative realities. Until we address the problem of misinformation, it gets worse. And that is a huge problem right now, regardless of what political spectrum you land on, because there's misinformation on both sides. I've seen it. Like, I'm not going to say that one side has all the answers because they're both feeding you bullshit. Watch what's it called? the social distance, social dilemma.
Yeah.
They're feeding you what you want to see.
Mhm.
But what I want to say about that is like I feel like a lot of this happened today because it's ongoing. Like Trump won the election. It's nonsense. It's coming from his mouth because he's sore about losing, and people that regardless of what he says, they're gonna believe everything he says. And this misinformation, regardless of the facts, they put the facts on the board multiple times that he's lost in every state, but they can't accept it.
Yeah.
You're right about that. 100%. And the way Trump handled it today was terrible. Like
he pretty much encouraged it.
Yep.
And that's what's sad about it. Like, it's okay to be upset about your man's losing. I was upset when he won. But you know what I did? I took my black ass to work the next day. It's not life goes on.
Mhm.
But the way that this has been handled, like promoting, like, let's start a revolution. Let's be patriots. For what? This is not the British taking over. This is just the orange guy losing an election. He's an old white man like the one we got right now. So what? Why is he worth fighting over? That's just my little take on that. Alex, what do you got to say about that? And I want to shout out Kiana. Thank you for coming through.
What's up, Kiana? I will say that because I know Jeremy, I know Jeremy's heart in saying that I see where he's coming from when he says, I believe that they're not everyone there is trying to hurt everyone.
Yeah.
However, I feel as though it's kind of like, I can't argue the fact that the sky is blue. It's blue. Argue the fact that you have empirical evidence that the very people that you appointed, Republicans, have said you lost. These are people who sided with you, that you appointed. Even the people in the Supreme Court that you appointed has said that you lost. When you have all this evidence and no margin of error of any kind, and you still believe that this man is saying, oh, I won. At this point, I don't believe it's misinformation. You're choosing to be ignorant. That being said, I firmly believe if you went to the Capitol to storm, I will never say what anyone's intentions are, but they weren't good. I do believe you went there to handle business because from the things that I've read, when they first opened the doors, there were gunshots met, not by the police, by the protesters. Granted, not everybody there had a gun, but the people who did have guns, they were shooting not to get people's attention, but to intentionally hurt someone. I don't think that now there are people there who have been that have been hit, that have been damaged. I think a person died at some
point.
Yeah,
who was it?
It was a lady, I think.
It was a lady, but like, was she a protester?
I have no. All I saw was like a snippet of it, so I don't know what happened before.
Exactly. So I don't want to.
Somebody got hurt though. Someone died.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't want to judge and say that particular person who died was there to fight. But my thing is this: all I keep thinking about is that movie White House Down.
Mm-hmm.
The moment people entered the White House barriers, guns, planes, tanks, all this other stuff, and all I keep thinking about is that if Black Lives Matter or anybody that was Black that rolled up, all I keep seeing is that scene. I forget what the movie is, where they're literally lighting people up as soon as they get to that barrier. And my thing is that, and again, I'm not going to overgeneralize people, but at this point, I'm kind of like, I have no tolerance for ignorance or really tolerance for people who support Donald Trump. But I will say this: if you went there on some ignorance and some bullshit, regardless of what your intentions are. If you went there to start violence, okay, you're an idiot. If you went there at all, you're an idiot. You went to a government building and you thinking that you're going to change the narrative. And for me personally, on the way home, when I texted you guys, I said, guys, be careful about going outside because I don't want, anything to happen. On the way home, I kid you not, when I picked up my daughter from school, there were people protesting on the side of the road with Trump signs.
Really? Wow.
No joke. called my mom. I said, Mom, when you get off work, go straight home. I'm in Orlando. I can't do anything. Go straight home. She told me the same thing happened in Pensacola.
That's crazy.
So for me personally, it's like it's getting to a point where I don't really care what your intentions are. If you riding for Trump right now, you're an idiot. You're an idiot, and I don't care about this whole revolution or no. This is the most dumbest shit I have ever seen. And if you're not going there to hurt somebody, you're there to fill people with propaganda that's been proven to be wrong.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. I just can't. I have no more tolerance for the excuse. People are giving excuses for these people who are not doing the wrong thing, quote unquote. I'm done with it.
Let me say something too, like just to piggyback on what you and Jeremy said. I think at the end of the day, these people, some of them, not all of them, probably were good people. Probably had nice, good intentions. They were just probably Republicans at the end of the day, and they just went down the wrong rabbit hole on the internet, or they just listened to some bullshit, and now they think they're personally attacked and stuff like that. And it's just the internet and just like propaganda is a crazy weapon.
Yeah.
And it's just sad to see people that probably were great people and now they're in the White House, or well, not the White House, but the Capitol building. It's ridiculous. And I agree with the distract. Heavy privilege going on. You seen people, I saw a video where these guys were taking pictures with cops.
Yeah.
I saw this on the Shade Room.
Yeah.
I was like, it didn't surprise me because a lot of these cops probably agree with what they're doing. They're probably Trump supporting lovers or whatever. But it's just sad. Like there's no like same energy on different situations. When it comes to their man, we gotta, do all that. Before we move
what I
on,
also don't understand is like, so like I saw like a video of them like just like going at it with the police, like putting their hands on them, like legit fighting them.
I saw that.
It's like, I thought y'all was Blue Lives Matter. I thought y'all respected them. I'm confused about everything.
That was one where black people had to step back, like, what is going on right here?
Exactly.
All I want for Christmas is some white privilege.
If I look at a cop wrong, sir, where are you going? Why you have the hat on?
Yeah.
Why are you wearing that chain? But when y'all think about Michigan, that protest in Michigan, where you see white people spitting on cops.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about if I'm a cop and someone spits on me, I'm losing my job.
That's why. See, this is why I never like disrespect the cops. I disagree with a lot of the bad apples that make them look bad. But of course, a lot of them should call out the ones that are making them look bad, but they don't. That's one problem I have with a lot of the precincts. But this is why I'll never say fully F the police, because like they have a terrible job. Even people that I back up, like Black Lives Matter, I've seen them spit on cops too and just be straight up disrespectful to their face. Anger, understandable, but but sometimes these cops are literally just doing their job. They're being positioned to the spot to guard. But my thing is, it's all about energy. You better have that same energy that you have for one group of people to the same people.
Exactly. It shouldn't be
called. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Oh,
my bad. It's all good. Is it possible that the reason why the cops showed so much restraint today is because the protests worked?
No, not at all. Because like for me personally, the very same thing that we saw today is what we saw in Michigan. The cops stood there. They stood there and they allowed them to say anything. But when we saw a protest when George Floyd got murdered, we seen the cops looking like people from Call of Duty.
But that was the thing that was the thing that set all of this in motion, right? Like that was the inciting incident that led us to where we're all scrutinizing and everybody in the country's eyes on the police and how they react to the situation. Now, I'm not supposing that that's it. I'm just saying maybe, maybe part of it was the fact that like they knew there were cameras everywhere and that everybody was waiting to see how they reacted. Now, I do believe privilege played a major factor in it. I gotta try to freaking split the difference and say what all we have is tolerance. When you look at the person who supports the other president and you call them a fucking idiot and you say that they're worthless, and if we all do that, that's why we're here in the first place.
That is crazy.
I agree with that, but at some point we have to take some accountability. Like for instance, I would never let Ian or you like get into like a physical altercation with somebody if I'm present, because I know what could happen. And that would be me trying to hold my friends accountable. But at some point, if I'm not around you guys, and you know that if you get into a physical altercation with someone that could potentially end in a bad way, you have to have enough accountability within yourself to say, okay, I can't do this because this might end my life, and me ending my life affects not only just us, but like the people who I'm connected to. Me going to the state capitol, climbing walls, bursting through doors, and all this other different stuff. I'm trying to figure out what good intentions did you have.
Did you guys see the footage of them inside?
Yeah.
They were like sitting on the bed, like sitting on the chair,
and making themselves at
on
home.
the desk.
Yeah, they're making themselves at home. We saw the dude with the Viking helmet and shit. Sitting down, they're taking selfies and pictures. I'm like, but that's the cops.
I'm saying, like, if we're going to have the conversation of splitting the difference, I'm trying to figure out what are the people who are there believe that the president right now was fraudulently stolen, got an election stolen from him.
Right.
And it's been proven multiple times that is not the case. So if you were there not to start any violence, why are you there? Like, what's the intention? Are you there to have a conversation? Are you there just to be there? Because like a lot of people who got hurt, and no disrespect to a lot of people who were there, but you know, a lot of people who got hurt said some things to some black cops. And I saw this one lady, she like hit a black cop. She knocked her the hell out. Bow. And I was just like, what do you think is going to happen? You can't, that's what I'm saying. Like when people are having this conversation of, okay, there had to be some people there not to excite violence. Okay, well, why were you there? That's like he's showing up at his gated community. And like, if I didn't know Ian and I went to his gated community and I go up to the door, say, hey, I want to speak to Ian, and they don't let me in, I go over the gate. If Ian has a gun, he has the right to shoot me if I try to go in his house.
But do you think that everybody that was there breached the White House?
Not everybody.
No, not even a. I mean, like a fraction of them, right?
Yeah, but
if
the
there were
point is
1,000 people there and 100 of them ran through the door, I just don't understand how that. And I didn't go to the Black Lives Matter protest to fight anybody or to incite violence. Like I went there to have a voice and to contribute to this larger thing. And they believe they're right, man. And that's all I'm trying to say is we have to have empathy for each other and just say like, you can't hate somebody for being a dumbass. I mean, you can, but it just doesn't seem fair, you know?
I mean,
like,
I feel like you can when like they do something for what for most of us, I think, seems like it's so insignificant compared to the protests that we've seen previously about something that we feel like matters a hell of a lot more. And then they get someone killed for it.
One person died though. That's like,
I know, but
they're talking about the Civil War, and I'm not trying to take away from the fact that woman died. That's awful, but there's a fucking mass shooting every week that doesn't even make the news. And because these are important old white people, all of a sudden we're all supposed to give a fuck about them. But like,
what you're trying to say, I guess, is like it sounds like a double-edged sword, and it's a very complicated conversation. What you're trying to say. So Black Lives Matter protests. We'll bring it back there. People burning shit down. People fighting in the street. Maybe somebody gets shot. We are probably going to be the first people to say that doesn't represent Black Lives Matter. We're all here for a good cause and stuff like that. The double-edged sword is what I think Jeremy's trying to say is. Majority of those people were not there to bum rush the White House and fight with the cops and stuff like that.
I think everything's just in between the extres.
There is, but what I would say. Hold on one second, Alex. But what I would just say too, like all of our definitions of wrong and right are different, and it sucks that I think all of us are in agreement that shooting an unarmed black person or police brutality in general is bad. There's always an argument like, well, what were they doing? What were they wearing? And we're just always on that other argument. Like, what the fuck? This is a human life and you're marriage. But in their mindset, you know, they were done wrong because of the propaganda, kind of like what the distracting all of us were saying. And they feel like they're right. how do we have this conversation with people that don't understand? You know, we might think that we're right, we're wrong. I doubt it. You know, I think murder is wrong, but you know, in their eyes, we're wrong, you know, and this becomes like some kind of stupid civil war that I feel like is the dumbest thing that we've had in American history in my lifetime, fighting about something so stupid, like a guy that's lost an election, just can't let it go. And we're also fighting about like justice for all. Like, and it's a double-edged sword. And I kind of get what you're saying. Like, you know, we can't categorize all of these people when a certain amount of dickheads did that. But I kind of feel like what they're saying is they're attached to stupidity. When we protest Black Lives Matter, we're really not attached to stupidity. We're attached to justice. Justice and their
do you think they would say the same exact thing though?
If they did, it would be dumb because we have
what is the justice
thing. Like you're arguing, not you, Jeremy, but they're arguing they're arguing something that is not real versus we have evidence of Black people being killed.
We've watched a lot of them.
That's the thing. Like
Black people are actually getting killed by the police first. Your president lost, bro.
Exactly. That's like me saying this guy back here, Static Shock, is the dopest person in the whole entire world. I'm gonna gather all Static Shock fans, and we're gonna protest Warner Brothers to get this movie out next week, right? Because I believe that this dude is dope, but evidence shows that he's trash. And that, like, why are I don't believe that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If there's empirical evidence denouncing the very thing that you believe in, that to me, I can't ride behind someone protesting over propaganda. I can't now. Like, say for instance, if there was actual voter fraud, okay, I can see where you have a dog in the fight, but if it's been proven by the very people that you appointed that ride for you, and they said that there isn't any voter fraud, I can't ride with that. And by the way, real quick point before, because I have to go in like 2 minutes. Every Trump rally that when I was in Pensacola, there was one in Pensacola. I've seen some here in Orlando. Every Trump rally, there's always a handful of people, if not all of those people, saying racial slurs or saying things that coincide of what Trump is spewing. I can't ride with somebody that's going to a rally with the word Trump on a Confederate flag or a Nazi flag. Like, I just can't. So this notion that some of these people are like-minded good people, but you support those things, I can't ride with you. Now, if we're Black Lives Matter, and I've been very honest about Black Lives Matter, if you're going there saying, yeah, burn this shit down, fuck white people, all this other stuff, I can't ride with you. Because that's what Black Lives Matter means. But if you're saying, I want justice for my people, okay, then we can have a conversation. That's the thing. Like, if you're going to protest something that's based in facts. Don't protest something that's not based in facts.
The issue is, though, like what you're saying is 100% true. Like, we're talking reality and facts. You're 100% right when it comes to like the stupid voter fraud versus like the justice system as is a problem. Right. The issue is, though, these guys think that they are right. And, you know, it doesn't matter if you rock with them or not. They don't care. They
would rather us not rock with each other. And that's the thing I have to keep coming back to, is that like we've got to find a means. And maybe I say this because I know real life Republicans, like they're not awful people. Like I know successful business people. I know people that Victoria works with. I've known in people
Florida, there's a million.
Right. And I haven't gotten to the place where I look at them like fucking animals. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not there yet where I'm like, oh, you have a different political ideology than me, you're a fucking racist. Oh, you have a different political ideology than me, you're a fucking fascist. Because I feel like that us assigning intent to what other people believe is what causes these that's why they hate us in the fucking first place. Is
so what do you think? What do you think the solution is? Go ahead.
Oh my God.
That's a loaded question, right? What were you going to say?
So I feel like for me, like if I'm being honest, it's not even really like.
Hey guys, real quick. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I actually have to go though.
All right, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming through. I'll talk to you later, bro.
All right, you guys have a good day.
Later, buddy.
See you, bro.
Momentum Media. Check it out.
Check out Momentum Media for sure.
I feel like for me, it's not even like focusing on all of the people that went out there and protested and being like, it's not fair that they protested or that they did this, yada, yada, yada. Honestly, like they did what they did. It is what it is. I feel like more of the problem that I have is with the cops, and that's not.
Oh, how they're handling it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not. And not even just the cops, but anybody that had any sort of hand or could have played a part in how they handled this situation is who I have a problem with. Mm-hmm. And that's not all cops. That's not all representatives. That's not all, Congress people, whoever, the president, it's not everybody.
Yeah.
But a significant number of them are the reasons why what happened today happened, because they allowed it to happen. And for me, that's the bigger problem. They can be stupid all day, which is, how I feel about it. I don't hate Republicans.
I don't either.
Most of my family is Republican. Like, I have nothing against them. It really is just the way that people handled it. That is the problem for me and is my focus on this whole situation. You can be stupid all day, do whatever you want. But I do feel like if you're going to go out there and literally break into a government building, you should have the same repercussions that everybody else that did nothing of that sort had to go through.
I think
when they were literally peacefully out there protesting and they're literally getting shot at and tear gassed and beat up and killed in the streets when they weren't actually doing anything wrong. Meanwhile, we have people actually breaking into a government building that nothing happened to them. That is my problem.
I think that is the fairest answer right there. I think that takes away our bias of what we feel is right or wrong. It's just how they're handling the situation. And it should not be like a comfort of walking in a government building and putting your feet up and just like, pushing cops around. Damn well we're not going to get that same energy with
absolutely
different groups.
Not. So I think everybody would have gotten gunned down the moment that we walked toward the door.
So regardless if you think you're right about, voter fraud, or if you think you're right about Black Lives Matter, the issue is, I think, for the most part, that we've not talked about until you said that, is how they've handled this. This is an illegal act. How are these cops or government officials handling this legal act?
I do think it's fair to have specific feelings towards people. Like Toddy, what you said is like you narrowed it down to the people who reacted to this situation in the specific way. And that's really, at the end of the day, I'm kind of devil's advocating this just to say that, like, Ian, I don't know what the solution is, man. I really do wish I did. I think that the worst thing we can do is continue this political divide. Now, I'm not saying we should make friends with racists or anything like that. I'm just saying we've got to throw out this notion that what ticket you sign speaks to your moral character, because that's what I don't believe. I think that there are good people on both sides. I know that phrase was kind of hijacked, you know what I mean? But I really do believe that.
It's all about context, though. The way you said it is definitely not as hateful as, Nazis and people protesting racism.
Yeah, so. Dude, and fuck those people. The guy that took the Confederate flag into the White House, like all of those people who are making, they are a group of whites who believe that they are now being oppressed, and so they're lashing out. I feel like this is almost like a last-ditch effort, because I feel like the youth is growing up better. I feel like the next generation is getting better, and I think that'll continue. Progress is inevitable. Like, you can't help but for things to get better, and I think this is it's disheartening. It really is. And how fucked up is my perspective to say, like, yeah, but they didn't go there with assault rifles and start mowing people down. And that seems like a W to me for some reason. And maybe that's just because my perspective's fucked up. But if they were the things we said they were,
they all
have guns.
We don't want to see people mowed down. We don't want to see death and stuff like that. But I understand what you're saying too. Like, we got to look at it from both sides. I don't see a world where that's happening, where the Black Panthers are doing that. I don't see that at all. I see if they get through the police somehow, I see them getting drones. They're like, we'll just fuck the government building. They can't win. That's what I see. Maybe I'm a fool for seeing it, but I don't see the same outcome with a bunch of Muslims. I don't see a bunch of Muslims saying, you know what? I'm tired of how you guys treat us in this country. We're going to bum rush the place.
You're right. You're
Fuck
right.
that
I
shit.
can't. There's no way to argue that. That's 100%
And
accurate.
like you said, like, of course, like, we don't want to see that happen. In a perfect world, which we obviously don't live in,
Right.
we don't want to see that happen to Black people
No.
when they're out there protesting.
Right.
So in reality, I would prefer to see them handle Black protests properly
Mm-hmm.
and not use force when it's not needed, which there instigates things, causes things worse, and then people act out because they're like, I didn't do shit, I'm just, using my rights. And now you're out here, literally harming me. Therefore, I'm going to go fuck something up.
Yeah.
So, which I don't like support it, but I feel like it's a fair reaction.
Right.
When I didn't do anything wrong, but I'm getting shot in the head with a rubber bullet.
Yeah.
So I can understand that. So for me, it's like, handle that well.
Yeah. It's a really good
don't
point.
mess that up. And then people won't feel as like even more betrayed than they already do by the people that are supposed to be protecting and taking care of things and keeping order in this country. When you're over here, like, not doing it. I think it needs to just be balanced out. Obviously, it's a whole thing. Like, the legal system just needs to be destroyed and recreated, honestly.
Yep.
So that when, someone handles it wrong, there's a repercussion towards them for, actually messing up, instead of just letting it go and letting them pick and choose what they want to do and what they don't want to do. Like, no, this is your job. You need to do what you need to do, period, point blank.
For sure.
There's no go.
Really well said. Yep.
So
really well said. I agree.
I think this is a good place to end. One thing I will say, though, I think one of the best things to get things a great solution is I'm not a Republican. Like I said, I don't dislike Republicans. That's their for the most part, their values and why they believe that. I think the way to solve this is get a good Republican leader. There's been good Republican leaders in the past. I think the Republican Party needs a good leader and someone that will, work with Democratic people or people that are independent. We need a leader in general, not even just Republican, but like Democratic that's willing to work with everybody.
Yeah.
The last 4 years has been very divisive. It's been my way or the highway. You're wrong and I'm right. We just need a good leader on one side to bridge the gap. And we're not getting that with Donald Trump. Hopefully Biden, I'm not holding my, I'm not, putting him on a pedestal to say he's the white savior. But if he bridges the gap, that's awesome. If not, we need a good leader on one side or the other.
At least not someone that's intentionally dividing.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what I'm asking for. Is someone that's not intentionally creating division.
And I would honestly, if it's a Republican, I'm for it. Just to see, like, hey, this is my values, what I grew up with, but I'm willing to work with somebody that's different than me. That would be fucking awesome. None of this like, hey, if it's this way, it's wrong. I'm right, you're wrong. It's stupid. And that's how I feel like we come to some kind of conclusion. Great leadership. And yeah, that's who I wanted. Yang. I wanted Yang and then I wanted Bernie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, big homie?
I don't want you guys to think that and I know Ian and Toddy don't. I don't want you guys to think I'm defending Donald Trump personally.
No, you're playing devil's advocate. You're playing devil's advocate. I appreciate you doing that.
I'm just trying to be on the side of humanity. I really this whole past year, 2020, has pushed me so much further in the direction of not wanting to identify as a liberal or a conservative or a Democrat or a Republican because people are going to box you in. There's no room for nuance. You don't even have critical thought anymore. You are essentially a sheep. Like once you decide what team you're on, then you've got your whole set of fucking values and you got your whole set of standards. And there's no reason to ask because you put yourself into a category. We know about your thoughts on fucking like anything.
Something,
what I mean? Yeah. So that's for me. I wish that we could all get to a place where we could see each other as human beings, get rid of the racist people, get rid of the people who are. Yeah. And
we know who they are, but they're just still like running the show. Like they got to get the fuck out of here. We got to work with, people that are willing to hear other people talk.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Things will get better. Things will get better. There is, there is going to be turbulence in the meantime. I'm afraid of what kind of counter protests are going to happen tomorrow, and not because I don't think that it's merited, but just because it stokes the fires of division even further. And then there's counter protest to the counter protest, and this shit just doesn't end until we can all just like sit down and have the fucking conversation and say like, we are more than our political beliefs, and you can still be my friend and still be my neighbor, even if you don't have the same feelings on taxation and government programs as I do.
Yeah, that's real talk. Thank you for coming through, Michaela.
I'm just ready to get to like
sorry.
mid-February.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is gonna be an interesting month. You know, we got the inauguration in a couple of weeks. I'm not looking forward to that. You know, I'm looking forward to a different president, but I'm not looking forward to like what's going to lead up to that. Hopefully, like, you know, we'll get some people to stop the negativity. Hopefully, cops and government officials will do their jobs instead of just like, hey, let's have a free for all in Washington D.C. Man, big homie, I appreciate you coming through. You want to plug your stuff right quick so they know where to find you?
This was a really good conversation, you guys. I loved seeing Alex get heated about politics, man. I don't think I ever seen that before. That shit was wild,
I was here
dude.
for that.
Bro, that's why he doesn't talk about politics. He almost busted a blood vessel in his
He
fucking
did.
eye.
He did. I don't think he. I don't think
in a different color.
Yeah, I don't think he was understanding the what's it called, the playing devil's advocate part with you. I think he was just like, "What did you say, Jeremy? I'll kill you."
It's all right. I try.
He knows deep down. He was just in it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Movies are terrible on YouTube. Check it out.
For sure, man. This is the first collaboration of the year. There's gonna be plenty more of those, man. And he does a great job with his video essays. I'm looking forward to seeing more of those. But yeah, if you happen to stumble upon this, please subscribe to the channel. Leave me some love. And there's gonna be more of these live streams every Wednesday. And I got some great stuff coming in the future as well. I'm a cool guy. This is my most beautiful girlfriend, Tatiana Wilson. Thank you for coming through.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
For sure. Much love. Piece of chicken grease. Thank you guys for coming through. Peace.